It's Madden NFL 22, where division rivals will clash in the AFC West. It's the Raiders and the Broncos, coming up next.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Just a short time ago, sounds loud enough to reverberate across the Rockies. They're ready for football in Denver as the Broncos get set to do battle with the Las Vegas Raiders. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we look at this Bronco team. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
Two 1-1 teams here, each looking to move over 500, and we're underway here in Week 3. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be taken out by the product of the University of Louisville, the talented Teddy Bridgewater.
Before the game, when I said hello to him, I tried to give him a little dap, but he wouldn't give me any, and I thought he was snubbing me. Then I realized he's keeping all that flame to himself. How about the week he had last week? AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. And he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
The numbers on the ground for Williams a week ago. 17 carries, 63 yards.
And give him a ton of credit. He's running the ball really well. But I look at those guys up front. That unit is truly playing as just that. Every move that they make, their teammate understands what that move means and what they need to do. And right now, they're starting to grind it out pretty well.
Bridgewater's throw taken in by Sutton. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. They go play action. Bridgewater. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. Play fake. Bridgewater. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Fights through, and now a crease. And he's going to be close to a 1st down as he gets this to the Raiders' 36. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on 2nd down. They hit him with the draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
But you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on 2nd and long, when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are out in the field, and they're only thinking one thing: get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass them with a running play. They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was hoping for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger, throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. On 1st down, Hurts. He finds his man, complete. It's Jacobs. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. A little surprise here on 3rd and 1. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time, that's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. And this one complete to Smith. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Oh, I see you nodding your head along with me, partner, because it's pretty obvious what they were trying to do there on the drag route. With his speed, they're hoping he can turn the corner and maybe take this to the house. But that was excellent work defensively to make sure once he caught it, he wasn't going anywhere.
To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts looking middle, and it's incomplete. That time he was... Looking for Jerry Jeudy, and it's 3rd and 5. Throwing is Hurts. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs. And he is going to have the Raiders' 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 45-yard line. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. A check on Jacobs from a week ago. 13 carries, 66 yards.
How about we shine a little spotlight on the offensive line? Those big guys up front are creating nice space, nice gaps for them to run through. I think he's going to go for over 100 yards in this game.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And, boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call. But when you do call quarterback sneak, you don't mind if your quarterback's a little bit on the vertically challenged side, do you? Because he's just going to hide behind his big guys up front and be able to surge forward and pick up the 1st down.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he's got the hook up to Ruggs. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now, and it's Las Vegas with the football, as they've got it with a 3rd down and less than a yard. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up 1st downs.
Here's Hurts to throw. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle 3rd of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
You can't be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made.
On 2nd down, it's Jacobs. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, Something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Henry runs his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Raiders have taken the lead. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that, amazingly, a 17-play drive. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Just a gain of a couple there, and that's going to... to a 3rd down. To throw, Bridgewater. And this is going to be incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. So here are the Raiders now to take over. They were losers to Kansas City a week ago, but they are out in front right now. Off the option, here's Jacobs. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
Well, partner, I don't think it's any secret that any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so that he can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there. And he took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard.
Hurts throw complete here to Waller. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Yeah, boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy is made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 45-yard line. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Looking again for Waller, and he's got him again. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. From the 36, Hurts. Got it open man, it's Ruggs. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 26.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Throw right side, going to be caught by Waller. And down inside the 15 he goes.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. Colton Miller, former first-round pick, called for the penalty there. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. From the gun, it's Hurts. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
From the 5, here's 2nd and 2. Play action. Here's Hurts. And a quick throw here that's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Darren Waller, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment and you have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better, and I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Carlson on for the PAT. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. And Denver getting set to take the field. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. from the gun. He'll hand this off. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Bridgewater. Flushed out right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Bridgewater now from the 50. He's going to wind up and air it out. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos draw a bit closer. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead is down to 4. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Hurts. And he'll find Ruggs on the right side. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now back to throw. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by Michael O.J. Mudia. And the Broncos are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. 2nd down and 3. Throwing is Bridgewater. He'll fire one downfield for Fant. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen. And the Raiders are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter. They'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you can see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out. And he's looked pretty good. Does have the 1 interception, but 2 touchdown passes so far. Your analysis?
They'll take the offset. When you're talking about throwing 2 touchdown passes, no one wants to see an interception thrown, but those things happen in the course of a ball game and over the course of the season. But throwing 2 touchdown passes, that's why the team has an advantage. That's what they're looking for more of.
They'll be hoping to make it a 3-to-1 ratio here in the second quarter. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. He'll look to throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. He'll drop to throw. Got a man. It's Darren Waller. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the balls. So far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
Here's 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. We'll get started out at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where you see the final score there. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, well over 100 yards on the ground with 3 touchdown runs. From there, we head over to the Pacific Northwest, check on the Seahawks at home in Seattle. And you can see there, it's the visiting LA Rams who have the lead in that one. 2 touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford. Finally, let's get to the desert. Let's check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And they trail in their ball game at halftime to the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. T. Higgins, a touchdown catch in that first half. On now to a check on the next-gen stats in the first half for the Raiders. And their passing game has been the reason why they lead thus far. They've had great success moving the ball through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half. These two teams making their final adjustments before coming out for the second half. And for the call, we go back out to Denver and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And the half will begin with a touchback. And now trotting back out with the rest of his offensive mates, the big tight end. And some of his highlights here from this game, he's nearing 100 yards, partner.
And defensive have worked so hard at how to try to slow down tight ends. It was a lot easier, partner, in the old days because they just lined up on the line of scrimmage, either put a defensive end or a linebacker over them and tried to body them so they couldn't get off the line of scrimmage easy.
And now?
Now, when they split out, detach from the line of scrimmage, you put a linebacker out there, they're often too elusive for them. Shake them and get into the secondary too easily before someone else can try and pick them up.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Well, sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times. Just a terrific play to hustle over there and get the running back to the ground.
And the next-gen stats tell the story as he was traveling at better than 19 miles an hour. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. 3rd and 11. And some extra depth in the secondary here. They're in the dime. They go play action with Hurts. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big play there for the Raiders. The offense has to love that because that was just a dump down, and then he turned something out of seemingly nothing.
And the best quarterbacks understand that dumping it down is often a good play, a better play than even what was drawn up.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Bradley Chubb doing what he does best, getting that sack. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
Now a quick throw out wide to Ruggs. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. They'll set up a throw. Looking for Ruggs again, and he's got him again. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps a deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Teddy Bridgewater and the Broncos ready to go on offense. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Bridgewater. Finding his big receiver, Patrick, over the middle. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Bridgewater to throw it. And he checks this one down to Williams. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's going to have a Broncos first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll keep it on the ground. Bonds. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Following the penalty, it's Williams. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Bridgewater. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives him a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession.
And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see.
Holding offense. Don't do us like that.
That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
Now a give to Jacobs running right.
And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be second down.
Well, obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now they're dealing with second and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now.
On 2nd and 15 now. Hurts. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. Hurts sets up to throw it. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he's got this down to the 35.
And, you know, he may not have the franchise tag, but I bet they're relieved to have that deal done, keep him around.
And he's a good guy, a valuable player to them, and they wanted to make sure they had him around. Good team chemistry, always hard to find, and when you've got it, you don't want to let it get away.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
They're looking for Jeudy, but it's intercepted. Levi Wallace with a pick, and the Broncos will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different color jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
Denver's offense now set to go.
And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field.
We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. Again, it's Williams. And he's got this down to the 35. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. We have played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. To throw, Bridgewater. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
And that will be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Blankenship's kick is good. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Juwan Bentley. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
On first down, Williams. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
The Broncos on third down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This will be 3rd and 6. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Desperation time, 4th down, Bridgewater. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and we're watching them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line. Looking at this now, you got a couple more cracks here this close, sneaking.
I don't think you even go into a huddle. Just line up, snap it, and fall in behind those guys into the end zone.
Williams again. And he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. Call it a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Damian Harris, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos have retaken the lead. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, I almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only 1 score down.
Yeah, true. I mean, we could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Hurts throw there complete to Ruggs. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a 1st down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And they run the option here on 1st and 10. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Pretty ideal right there. Keep it yourself, get the 1st down, and get the heck out of bounds.
And knowing him, I believe he's thinking, I can get a few more yards if I just lower my shoulder. But he also hears that second voice in his head. His head coach, or probably his agent too, saying, get out of bounds, man. Don't do that.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 48-yard line. Jacobs now. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometime. Stack things up and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's Hurts. And he rifles one incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on third down. Throwing is Hurts. And this one incomplete. And another throw that really could have been, maybe should have been intercepted. That would have been number 4. Instead, it's fourth down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Smith with a first down and more. And down to the 27-yard line. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line. Getting set to go again here, Teddy Bridgewater coming back onto the field. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually, there's a quarterback whisperer somewhere. And what I mean by that is, whether it's an assistant coach, whether it's one of his best friends on the team, someone that can get in his ear, get with him and say, all right, my man, what do you need? What's going on here? So he's one person he can lean on. He's going to have to lean on that guy right now.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner. And there's no other way to put it. The defense... get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. He's got his tight end fed. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. They run it again with Williams. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up. The Broncos send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Levi Wallace with a pick. And the Broncos have just about sewn up this football game. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through, and they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Denver, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the LA Chargers. Meanwhile, for Las Vegas, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs.